this video tutorial, we're going to demonstrate how you can control the amount of reflectivity on a metallic substrate when printing with white ink or toner on your device. The reason is that a lot of the substrates that are available for these cut sheet devices, and also for offset and flexo, they're very high chrome looking designed foils, which means that when you're printing anything onto it, it's going to come out looking really bright and shiny, which is great if you're trying to achieve like a foil stamping look. But not all jobs want to be so in your face and brash and like a really harsh foil. Sometimes you want more of a diffuse matte type looking effect, and you can achieve that at the same time on the same substrate when using white ink or toner. So I'm going to demonstrate that on this sample file which we've downloaded from stock library. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take all these orange areas and make them a metallic gold. So first of all, we're just going to select one of the areas, select same fill color, and it picks up all the different orange areas on that design. We're now going to go to the window menu, graphic style libraries, color logic, and that will load up our palette. And we're going to use gold number 17 in this instance. So I'm just going to click on that and convert them all into gold. So now my design has been created, and we can see here there's the color logic separation that's been designed. So what you see is silver is the silver substrate, and all the white is the automatic white ink mask that's going to be generated when you put it through the RIP or the DFE. So what we're going to do now is we're going to design another area. Let's just do something similar to this one. Let's make a copy of this one, and let's just reflect that, and also reflect the angle again. And now let's move that over here. Let's put it around about there, and let's bring it to the top. Okay, so this design that we've got here, we're now going to make into our alternative gold. So we're going to do this at a different percentage strength. For example, 70%. So all we're going to do, working on our appearance box, so if you don't have the appearance open, and by the way, these are the main primary design tools that we always use. We have our appearance box, we can see what the appearance of that vector graphic is, and also the color, so we can see the color strength, and also things for doing overprinting and gradients. So what we're going to do here is we're just selecting that element here. As you can see, it's got a color layer of color number 17 in our CMYK library, and then it's got an overprinting color logic separation at 100%. What that means is that is 100% foil that is going to be printing behind the back of it. So if I put it down to say 50%, it's going to have 50% of the metallic effect showing through, which means it's printing then with 50% white on top of it. Now I'm going to do this one at maybe 70% strength, just so it's basically going to knock some of that shininess back off the design. So what it's saying here is we're seeing 70% of the metallic effect. Okay, and you can do the same thing with metallic inks as well. If we printed this with a metallic silver ink or toner, it's going to print 70% of the metallic ink or toner. So all we're doing is reducing the amount of brilliance, the amount of shine that's going to come through on that design. Now you can also do this as a test for yourselves, just to find the optimum amount, because all devices print differently, and depending on how many hits or the density of white you're going to print down can affect this percentage. So the easiest thing to do is create a color that you're wanting to work within the system, for example a range of golds, and just make a test chart. So all we're going to do here is we're just going to create a couple of blocks of color, and we're going to change them. So this one will do at 100%, this one will do at 80%, this will do it 60, and then this one will be 40. So what's happening here is you have 100% of the foil. This one is going to be 80% of the foil is showing, therefore printing 20% white on top of it. This one is going to be having 60% of the foil showing, therefore printing with 40% white on top. And this is going to be printing with 60% white on top to show us only 40% of the foil coming through. So we can achieve different levels of metallic effects from that high chrome glossy foil substrate on your press. So it doesn't always have to be really shiny. You can have different contrasting areas to make your design look really interesting and really kind of as if you spent more money, should we say. So you can create different effects that would have previously you'd have to have used like a matte coating, which is a secondary process on top of your design. So by doing these type of effects, you can actually reduce your cost of manufacturing. So what we're going to do now is save as, and we're going to save this as a PDF. Go test, save it to our desktop. And when that's finished saving, we'll now find our test PDF, which is here. I'm going to drag that into the FX viewer. The FX viewer, for those that don't know, is our 3D viewing tool that shows you the metallic effects from the design on your screen. So we've brought it into the design here. You can see here we've got that higher chrome looking foil here, and this is more of a matte looking, so you can see straight away there's a difference. It will also look cleaner and less grey than this colour here, because the silver substrate, when you're designing on with silver substrate, silver is a shade of black, so think grey. Okay, so it's about 30% black as a colour, just for the substrate on its own. So when you print colour on top of it, that colour is showing the substrate through, which is 30% black in appearance, which makes these colours look a little bit dirtier. Now, if you're putting white ink down, that's going to make those colours look cleaner, because you're taking away some of the greyness of the substrate by printing the white. So from there you can see very quick, very easily, no white ink masking required, multiple levels of effects, all done within seconds on a design. And as I said before, this is a standard stock library file. We don't cheat, we just take something that we've downloaded from one of the stock files that's available to anybody online. So that's how we would do ColorLogic within a few minutes. And bear in mind, we're teaching this at the same time. This could be done in seconds, which means if you can speed up your workflow, you can put greater throughput of work onto the press, which means you're going to be more profitable. Save time by using the FX viewer so you don't interrupt the press all the time, which means you maintain maximum uptime on the press, minimum downtime in the studio, maximum profitability. So try it for yourself, download files, or go to the ColorLogic Smart Center, log in and access any of our test files and play around with them. Change the metallic effect and output them on your device and see for yourself exactly what you can do with this system.